Welcome to Agrabah, city of mystery, of enchantment. The finest merchandise this side of the River Jordan, on sale today. Come on down.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Disney fan theories we want to be true.
What exactly are you supposed to be?
You know, it's unclear. I'm mostly cotton candy, but shape-wise, I'm part cat, part elephant, part dolphin.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most alluring ideas thought up by the fans that we'd gladly accept into the Disney canon. Do you have any other fun Disney theories? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. Mabel is Anton Ego's mom, Ratatouille. Just in case you're wondering, Mabel's the old lady who lives in the house where Remy and the other rats reside.
What's taking those kids so long?
Ah, L'Aquila saffron. Italian, huh? Gusteau says it's excellent. Good thing the old lady is a food lover.
If you look closely at her humble abode and compare it to the one in Ego's food-induced regression, you'll notice plenty of similarities. The theory, thought up by Reddit user Riley Richard, goes on to explain that this might also be why Anton is so overwhelmed by his meal.
That's it? I'd like some fresh, clear, well-seasoned perspective. Can you suggest a good wine to go with that?
We're shown that his mom loved to cook, but little did she know she had a furry little apprentice watching her this whole time. Remy successfully and precisely recreates her recipe when he visits the restaurant, thus evoking a huge reaction from the ordinarily poker-faced critic.
Nothing less than the finest chef in France. I will be returning to Gusto soon, hungry for more.
Number 9. Mary Poppins worked for the Ministry of Magic. Mary Poppins. We're crossing universes for this one, but stay with us.
We better keep an eye on this one. She's tricky. She's wonderful.
Inspired by Reddit user Prof Frizzo, fellow user Bigsy Big proposed the idea that Mary, a natural Ravenclaw, and Ministry of Magic employee, was tasked with familiarizing Muggleborns and their parents with the wizarding world.
Undetectable extension charm.
You're amazing, you are.
Always the tone of surprise. That'll be the books.
She also teaches them that they must never reveal their magic to Muggles. Bigsy Big explains that Bert was a squib, so his and Mary's implied romance would have been considered taboo. The very comprehensive theory even clarifies why Mary's never mentioned in the magical franchise.
Will you be good enough to explain all this?
First of all, I would like to make one thing quite clear.
Yes.
I never explain anything.
She meets a tragic end during the First Wizarding War, but lives on in the hearts of all the young witches and wizards she's helped over the years. Number 8. Jane Porter is Belle and the Prince's descendant, Tarzan. You might be familiar with the Frozen co-director confirmed theory that Tarzan is Anna and Elsa's long-lost younger brother. But have you heard the one suggesting that Jane's a descendant of Disney royalty too?
Become a world-famous inventor.
You really believe that?
I always have.
Well, what are we waiting for?
As well as a relative likeness, Belle and Jane share some other similarities.
You do speak. And all this time I thought you were just a big, wild, quiet, silent person thing. Why didn't you tell me? I must say I'm rather curious as to who you are. I'd love to.
They're both adventurous, have eccentric fathers, and look good wearing yellow. They also share a taste in wild men, who both try to tame incidentally.
Oh, shall I leave you in the blackboard alone for a moment?
Daddy, stop it. The point is, think of what we could learn from him. We must find him.
It would also explain how the formerly anthropomorphic tea set, seen during Trash in the Camp, came into Jane's possession. A theory with this much merit that connects 3 of our favorite Disney films totally has our approval. Number 7. Vanessa was someone Ursula knew, the Little Mermaid. Ursula's backstory has been explored in depth, whether that's through film, theater, literature, or fan theories. Some believe that she used to be Vanessa, the human she embodies after acquiring Ariel's voice, while others think that she simply looks similar enough to the red-headed princess to convince Eric that she's the girl who saved him.
A girl rescued me. She was singing. She had the most beautiful voice.
But we prefer this theory that suggests Vanessa was someone Ursula once knew and loved.
It appears that I was mistaken. This mystery maiden of yours does, in fact, exist. And she is lovely.
Yes, we know that the character tried to sabotage Ariel's love story, but wouldn't it be weirdly romantic if Ursula had channeled someone who once made her feel cherished to do so?
So long, lullaby.
Ariel!
Poor little princess. It's not you I'm after. I've a much bigger fish to...
Ursula, stop!
Well, they do say that love makes you do crazy things. Number 6. Aladdin takes place in the future. Aladdin. As someone who's been trapped in a lamp for 10,000 years, Genie's very well versed in contemporary popular culture and trends.
First, that fez and vest combo is much too 3rd century. These patches, what are we trying to say? Beggar? No, let's work with me here.
Considering he describes his home as an itty-bitty living space that left him with a crick in the neck, we're not sure how he was keeping up with the modern age. But what if Aladdin actually took place in some distant future post-apocalyptic society, featuring technological relics that they deemed magical?
No!
What? What?
How are you doing that?
It's a magic carpet.
It's lovely.
It would make Genie's references super outdated, but at least that would make more sense. It would also explain why the merchant's selling a rare Tupperware.
Oh, look at this. I have never seen one of these intact before. This is the famous Dead Sea Tupperware. Listen. Ah, still good.
This is a clear and well thought out idea that we can totally get behind. Number 5. Frozone is Elsa's descendant, the Incredibles franchise and Frozen franchise. You've heard of the Pixar universe theory? Well, what if it included other Disney films too? Before we met Frozen's Elsa, there was one other Disney character with ice-related powers. Frozone from The Incredibles.
Hey, Jack. Nice of you to drop by.
Never heard that one before.
Whoa!
This led one Reddit user to speculate that the two might be related. Cooler still, yes, pun intended, Elsa and her powers helped create a more tolerant society for those with super abilities.
Sorry, but I'm not really supposed to be here.
Which seems wrong, doesn't it? Perhaps you'd be interested in changing that law?
Arendelle even became a haven for supers, who felt like outsiders elsewhere.
I like the open gates. We are never closing them again.
With her help, superheroes became approved and valuable members of society, and their contributions were often celebrated. Well, that's until some mishaps got them banished by the government. Number 4. Anna's nature-powered magic. Frozen franchise. In Frozen 2, we learn that Elsa's magic was a reward for her mom's selflessness after she saves the future king of Arendelle.
Because our mother saved our father. She saved her enemy. Her good deed was rewarded with you. You are a gift.
But what if the gift extended to both her daughters? The sisters represent opposing forces, so many assume that Anna would have fire powers.
Trust me, I just want to help.
We only trust nature when nature speaks. We listen.
But Reddit user Acidity Regulator thinks that her gift might be more earthy. Like Elsa's blue color palette represents ice, Anna tends to wear a lot of green and floral embellishments, hinting perhaps at her relationship with nature. Maybe since her memory was wiped of all magic, she didn't even know she possessed powers until after the events of the first movie.
I recommend we remove all magic, even memories of magic, to be safe. But don't worry, I leave the fun.
Number 3. Bing Bong works at Monsters, Inc. Inside Out. A part cat, part elephant, part dolphin, but mostly cotton candy-like creature is certainly something only a child could dream up.
Bing Bong! Riley's imaginary friend!
You really do know me?
Well, of course! Riley loves playing with you. You two are best friends.
But what if Bing Bong was more of a memory than an imaginary friend? We learn that Bing Bong would often make little Riley laugh. So what if actually he was an employee from Monsters, Inc., collecting laughter energy?
You know, only somebody with perfect comedic timing could produce this much energy in one shot.
Yeah, and the fact that laughter is 10 times more powerful than scream had nothing to do with it.
This theory explains that she found him less entertaining as she grew up, so eventually he stopped visiting altogether. His story arc had such a sad ending that we really want this to be true.
You made it! Go! Go save Riley!
take her to the moon for me.
We'd love to know that he's still out there bringing happiness to other children. Number 2. Pedro's soul brought the casita to life. Encanto. Think you've shed enough tears over Encanto? Think again.
We could not escape the dangers. And your abuelo was lost.
This compelling theory suggests that Pedro never left his family. Rather, his spirit powers the magic, and he is the casita. Let's look at the facts. Firstly, Pedro's sacrifice was the catalyst for the miracle. Secondly, the casita shares his playful personality, but is also fiercely protective of its loved ones.
I can't just talk about myself. I'm only part of the amazing madrigals. Who's all the amazing madrigals? You're not gonna leave me alone, are you? Casita, help me out.
Also, Pedro is symbolized by a yellow butterfly, which features on the magic candle. Some fans believe that the casita shares a tight bond with Mirabel, since she'll someday become the miracle's keeper.
I asked my Pedro for help. Mirabel. He sent me you.
We are totally enamored with the idea that Pedro was always there for his family and had an active role in their lives. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Lilo and Nani's parents worked for the CIA, Lilo and Stitch. Why else would Cobra Bubbles make such a drastic career change?
You don't look like a social worker.
I'm a special classification.
Did you ever kill anyone?
We're getting off the subject.
Violet and Dash's powers were evident from birth, the Incredibles franchise. It would explain why Jack-Jack's powers came as such a surprise.
Jack-Jack has powers?
We know! Fight now, talk later.
Geppetto is a grown-up Dopey, Pinocchio. The pair share likeness, and what if Dopey was actually a small child?
Go on, say something.
You're funny. Do it again.
You do talk.
Boo from Monsters, Inc. grew up to be the witch from Brave. She was trying to rebuild a portal to reunite with her kitty.
Who are you? Just a humble wood carver.
I don't understand.
See anything you like?
Hey is also a demigod, Moana. In his own special way, he's always around at the right time.
Sometimes our strengths lie beneath the surface. Far beneath, in some cases. But I'm sure there's more to Hey than meets the eye.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Jessie once belonged to Andy's mom, Toy Story 2. Hats off to Pixar universe theorist John Negroni, who also brought to light this adorable theory. To quote him, it all started with a hat. Andy's hat, to be precise.
Feel like you're alive, because that's how he sees you.
How did you know that?
Because Emily was just the same. She was my whole world.
You'll notice that it's more similar to Jessie's than Woody's, and it's practically identical to the one on Emily's bed. Negroni speculated that, like Woody, perhaps it was also a hand-me-down. And, just maybe, Andy's mom is Emily. After all, we don't know her first name, and we never see Emily's face.
Oh, wow, new toys. Cool. Thanks, Mom. It's Bazooka Jane and her jet-propelled horse.
Pixar said they have their own theory on this subject, but we can't see how it could top this one.
Oh, Bullseye! We're part of a family again!
It's so cute and brings things in a satisfying full circle. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.